fears. We are all afraid of something. Some are afraid of ghosts, some are afraid to tell the hairdresser what they really think about their hairstyle, and some might be scared that they said something a little off today and now everybody think that they are weird. I assure you they don't. Quite frankly, they probably don't even remember you exist. To put it all together, we all have fears of something. That's a normal part of being human. You won't find a single person that doesn't have any fears. And if they say so, they are lying. Everybody has fears. In fact, I will argue that fears makes us function in the everyday life. Think about it. Why do you do anything? Because you're fearing what happens if you don't? What other people think? Or maybe what will be the consequences? If you weren't fearing anything, you wouldn't have the drive to do anything in life. Real scary things are the ones we try not to think about and the ones that keeps us up at night. For example, we could die any moment. We could get a heart attack, we could even be struck by lightning, we could fall down the stairs, we could even fall out of bed. It's true, 450 people die per year from falling out of their bed. So why don't we just lock ourselves up in an isolating room where no harm can get us? Because what's even scarier than death? The unknown. Because with death, we at least know it's going to happen to all of us. But with the unknown, it's a lot scarier because we have no idea what's in store for us and we have no way to prepare for it. In a room like that, we have no idea what's going on outside. But even though we have all of these fears that makes us want to escape from it all, there's still hope. We as humans has the ability to fight back, to never let anything that scares us consume us. Just because you're scared of a few things, it doesn't mean it needs to direct your life. But how is that done? How do we avoid fear mentally isolating us from living our life? Life is too short to waste your time on letting doubt and fears direct it. Deep down, I know we all crave to be fearless and confident. So how can we do this? Overcoming fear and living a life out of courage. Well guys, that is what I am going to go through today. I will be giving you one simple tool, but yet very powerful, to overcome all of your fears in just 5 seconds. You could probably relate to some of the fears I just listed. The fact that you're afraid of them is robbing you from all of the experience you want to have in life. I mean, if you're afraid of flying, that means you can't go explore the world or simply just go visit your friends or family. If you're afraid to talk to your boss and ask for a raise, that will directly impact how much money you earn. Fear stops us all. One of my biggest fears might be weird to you, but I am actually really shy. It's a bit strange considering that I am sitting here talking to the whole world to see, but I get really anxious and nervous when I talk to new people, especially when there's something on the line. My tongue twists and I just go completely quiet. When I was younger, I was terrified of raising my hand in class, and even worse was taking the exams. Basically scared of things that is a super important skill to master. Because without the ability to communicate with others, life wouldn't really be worth anything and I will miss out on countless of great experiences. Ever since I was little, this fear has held me back. But I have come a long way since then. I'm now capable of participating in class and I rarely get nervous for any exams. It's all due to the trick I'm going to teach you today. From it you will be more confident and more courageous and trying out new things. Basically, you will start to live your freaking life. I will share it with you, don't worry, but firstly I just need to get on the same page regarding what fear actually is. Some might say that fear is about what is going to happen next. So your suffering is always going to be about what do not exist. It's simply because you're not rooted in reality, you are rooted in your mind. If you were rooted in reality, there wouldn't be any fears. So how can we trick our brain to not get stuck thinking about what might happen? That I will explain shortly. But firstly, I want you to know the physical aspects of fears and how it affects us, because that is crucial to understand to be able to use this tool effectively. Firstly, the physical state of fear is exactly the same as excitement. Your heart might start to race and you might sweat a little and you can feel butterflies in your stomach. Another way to describe it is that your body go into this hyper-aware state. But there's a difference between fear and excitement, and that difference is what your brain is telling you. When we're excited for something, our brain goes, oh, this is going to be so exciting, meaning it will be there for you. On the other hand, if you're afraid, your brain will go, oh no, I'm not doing that. There's no way, let's get out of here. So what is so crucial to understand about this? Well, we are going to use the fact that our brain is working for us when we are excited, and when we are afraid, our brain is working against us. Because here's the second thing I want you to understand. Have you ever experienced people telling you to just try to calm down, take a deep breath, and focus on the positive thoughts whenever you get nervous? And have that ever worked for you? No, because it doesn't work. There's of course a reason why it doesn't work. Like I just told you, whenever we are afraid, our body goes into this hyper-aware state where you might be freaking out a bit. Now, what's it like being calm? Something more like this, right? Very difficult to go from this hyper-aware state to just relaxed, right? It's simply because the two don't correlate. In fact, it's proven that whenever you ignore your fears, they become worse. So what do we do when we get on an airplane and we are terrified of flying? Or what do we do when we need to go talk to a boss and feel afraid? You're going to use this tool I'm going to explain to you, making you go from fear to excitement. The first thing we need is an anchor thought. And what is an anchor thought? An anchor thought, that is something that will ground you. It's a way for you to get control over your thoughts and the way you behave. When we are creating this anchor thought, it's important that you find something that excites you, but also is in proper context with your fear. For example, if you need to have a difficult conversation with your boss or someone else, you could choose the anchor thought that afterwards you will feel a big relief. Or maybe it's picking up the phone, calling someone you care about. The same anchor thought could be used when you are doing a presentation or taking an exam. It will make you excited for what comes after overcoming this fear. So now that you have your anchor thought, you are ready to overcome your fears. Now imagine that your name is called for an exam. What will start to happen? Your heart will start to race and you might get a little sweaty and you will feel nervous. We cannot control this physical response, but we can control our thoughts. So what are we going to do? A countdown. It's super simple, but yet very effective. When we are focused on counting down, we interrupt our negative thought patterns because those are basically a waste of our imagination. It does nothing but drain us from willpower. When we engage in countdown, we are going to make it possible to shift from fear over to excitement. Suddenly, you will be in control, meaning your brain is now primed for our anchor thought. So here's how it works. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can either say it out loud or in your head, and then you insert your anchor thought, thinking about the relief or how proud you will be afterwards. Visualize celebrating the accomplishment with people that you care about can all be great ways to use this anchor thought. You know what's going to happen now? Your brain will think, oh, Alma is excited to do this. This only works because we insert a vision that makes sense based on what we are doing. And then your brain will buy it and you will shift from fearing something to being excited to do it. But here's the key, when you get on that airplane or about to jump off a cliff or giving that speech, then remember you can always control what you think and what actions you are going to take. So next time you are fearing something, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, anchor thought, then you convince yourself that you're excited. And that, my friend, is how you can overcome any fear that you might have in only 5 seconds. Because how much longer are you going to tell yourself that I'm going to do it tomorrow, I'll start Monday, I'm gonna count down and just do it. Now, I didn't invent this. This tool is something Mel Robbins discovered. So credits to her because this is amazing. It's changing lives of millions of people. A way I personally have used it was in my last video, as you might have seen. In that video, I challenged myself to get outside my comfort zone and tackle 2 objectives. I used this exact tool to overcome my fears. I had carefully prepared an anchor thought that could ground me and remind me of the excitement that was waiting for me on the other side of overcoming this fear. It was the exact fear I was talking to you about earlier. As I hit that record button, I felt my heart racing, my palms started slightly to sweat, and I felt butterflies in my stomach. I knew that that was the perfect opportunity to put that tool in use. Taking a deep breath, I initialed this countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What happened next was truly magical. As I approached this first stranger and started counting down, I felt those butterflies fly away, taking my nervousness with it, leaving me excited to get to know this new person a little bit better. In those 5 seconds, I shifted from fear to being excited, reminding myself of the incredible connections I could get and the growth I will experience. That day, I stepped a little bit closer to overcoming my fears. So, my friends, I encourage you to join me in stepping outside our comfort zone and use this tool to unlock our potential. But I have to break some kind of sad news for you. But I assure you that I will come up with a solution for it. Just hear me out. If you have tried this tool and found that it didn't really work for you, well, I hate to break it to you, but the problem isn't with the tool. The problem is you. If you're one of those that struggle to get up on time, struggling with your health and fitness, struggling to make that business call that will grow your business, struggling to stay motivated and know about this 5-second rule, but don't use it, there's simply a reason why you don't. It's because you actually don't want to change. It might sound a bit harsh, but think about it. Change is hard. If you want to change anything in your life, you have to face the unknown, step outside your comfort zone and try something new you have never tried before. You have to risk getting judged and rejected. That is scary stuff. I get it. And that is why most people never change. Life is so much more pleasurable inside your comfort zone. It's predictable and familiar, but is it really a life? If you want to join the real world, you need to stop looking outward and start to look inward. Examine what you're really afraid of. Seriously, what do you get from staying in bed all day? What do you get from staying heavy? What do you get from not making the money you want to? Or what do you get from staying in that toxic relationship? What do you get from being stuck? You get safety? I don't know, but you're getting something. The moment you decide that that is it and you're sick or tired of the state you're in, that is the moment when you activate the power of this tool. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and see the change happen. Look, you may have to use this 1,000 times a day for weeks on end because you're pushing through doubt, procrastination, and you're pushing through fear over and 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 over again. Then what's gonna happen? You push through everything that's holding you back from the life you want. Because this is your year to change. This is your moment. At some point, it's gonna click. And when it does, suddenly change won't be that scary. And stepping outside your comfort zone is going to be an acceptable part of improving yourself. Who doesn't want that to happen? It might sound very negative to not have reached this point yet, but I actually believe it isn't a bad place to be. Because you know what? There's so much potential to be discovered. And once you start to see that, you will escalate into change. I really want to see that happen to you. So if you have found yourself trying again and again to change, but haven't really seen any progress, I have the solution for you in this video. So go check that out and I will see you in there.